Hello and welcome to another episode of Tormenta Talk from La Tormenta SG. We are the official supporters group of West Texas FC here in Midland, Odessa. I'm Chris Haig. I'm joined tonight by Brian Hodnett. Brian, how you doing this evening?
Mighty fine, sir. How about yourself?
I'm doing well, enjoying some nice weather. As we were discussing before recording, just got done
Yes, sir.
with some yard work, so cooling off and happy to be talking about some soccer. This episode is going to look a little bit different because Luke McDonald, our trusty producer who's usually on, is not here, so it's just me and Brian. But we're really excited to talk about a recap of our last match against Oklahoma United FC, and then talk a little bit about what's coming up this week. We've got a busy week with a couple of games coming up. So Let's just dive right into it. And this past Saturday was our game against Oklahoma United FC. And Brian, I missed it, but you were here at the watch party at Tall City. Tell us a little bit about how that went.
Well, all I can say is Tall City again, class. That was a wild night. The Midland Run Club, the run crew, was there running a 5K. Beautiful organization. If y'all get a chance, check them out. Run, walk, 1K, 3K, 5K options. Good for your health. Good people to be around. Everybody I've ever talked to there is so cool. Yeah. We had a few of them sit with us through the match, watch and hang out. We may have some show up for the Wednesday or the Saturday game. But Tall City, again, was lit as always. We had the popcorn board going off. We had people going crazy. We had some players in attendance. It's nice. It's not as fun as being in the stands, not as fun as, doing chants and everything like that.
Right.
But to have people there, and especially we had to get there early, so a bunch of us were like holding down tables from 5:30 trying to wait for that 7:30 kickoff. Like, it's going to be a match. Getting all hyped up, ready to go.
Skipping out on the run to hold down some tables, right?
Yeah, we're looking at people's like, okay, I know that Tall City reserved us tables, but they couldn't start the reservations till 6. So some people got up and was like, go sit at those tables. Hold those tables down. We need some more. We need more room.
Yeah, That's awesome. Well, it's good to hear that there was a good crew there, and especially on a Thursday night, you never know how many people are going to be there. But since the run crew was always there, that's awesome that they could join in and make some noise as well.
Dude, it was great. It was awesome watching through the goals, watching through the recap, the highs, the lows, and then the ultimate victory right there at the end in the final minutes. That was pretty wild, getting that pop there at the end.
Oh, I'm sure.
But I'm kind of curious, Chris, where were you at? Thursday night.
I was in Edmond, Oklahoma. I was there in stadium. So I was thrilled to be there, excited to be in the stadium. Was a little bit of an impromptu trip for me, but always love an away day. And my brother lives up in Wichita, Kansas, so it was easy to convince him to come down because it's only a couple hours away. So I had a chance to drive up there, go to the game on Thursday night. Really fun to be there in the stadium, obviously because of the game and the way that turned out. It was just a thrilling match, which we'll talk more about in just a few minutes. But also just Oklahoma United is a class organization. They're a brand new squad, brand new team, but they have got everything organized. Their in-stadium experience was really good. They've been turning out a lot of good crowds. This one seemed like maybe it was a little bit fewer people than maybe some games in the past, in part because it was game 6 of the finals of the NBA finals, right? So I'm sure a lot of people were at home watching that. But they still put on a good game day experience. They have a really nice stadium there at, I think it's the University of Central Oklahoma. Off on one end on the south side, there's like this waterfall and big rock formation. It looks super cool. So really nice. And I think we were talking a little bit beforehand. You said that just the stream as well, watching live, sounded really good also, right?
Yeah, the stream was amazing. Of course, they break in with the waterfall. It's 101 degrees outside in Midland, Texas. I'm sitting here looking at that waterfall like, I know some people that would go sliding down that waterfall after about 3/4 of a match. Yeah, they'll probably get kicked out. But dude, the scenery there was great. The broadcast top notch class. Their announcer knows ball. Yeah. He's really good, really fair moderator too. Got a little Oklahoma influence, but you got to. That's your home team. Yeah. But man, overall, they gave you a shout out. That was nice. There's a guy down there in the denim cut, West Texas FC patches. We saw him.
Yeah, and I had a chance to meet the play-by-play announcer as I came in. I came in a little bit early, 45 minutes before the match, and saw him in the stands, and we chatted for a few minutes. And then there are other just staff members or team members from their squad, their team that were walking past, saying hi, welcoming. So it was a really good experience being there. Exciting because of the match as well. So let's go ahead and just jump into that and talk about the match, because this was one that's hard to forget, right? This is a very memorable match. And just a reminder before we talk about this one, the first match that we played against Oklahoma United was here, and they beat us 4-3. So we already had that going on. And then coming into this match, we had a lot to prove going there because they were first in the table. And we'll recap the game just a little bit. And first, I'll talk a little bit about the first half because, man, the first half was wild.
You get the fun part.
I get the fun. Well, you get the very end. That's the fun part as well. But the first goal was scored. Remind me, it was after like 4 or 5 minutes, right?
We're like 4.5 minutes. The 5th minute, pretty much, we scored.
And man, what a goal too! That goal again is just a goal that's created. Well, Leo Freire had a hand to play in 3 out of our 4 goals, but in this goal, he had the ball on the right hand side. Found this nice diagonal pass through ball behind the defense to find who else? Alberto De Miguel, who picked it up.
De Miguel.
Him against the goalie, and he finished it nicely. So, man, what a goal on that first one. That was awesome to see.
But I tell you, that was the pop that came out. I mean, early. We talked about it in the podcast. You got to go out and you got to punch Oklahoma, bloody their nose. And that first one was just a jab pop. Here you go. Now let's see what happens.
Yeah,
so
we definitely caught them off guard.
Oh, yeah, stumbled them. They weren't – I mean, look at it. They didn't know how to react. I don't think they trailed hardly, except for the Brownsville game, hardly at all through the season.
Yeah, very little, very little. So I agree. They didn't know how to react because then it wasn't more than 7 minutes later. It was within 12 minutes. We went up 2-0. And that second goal, again, created by Leo Freire. He scored it. It was a ball, again, passed to him on the right-hand side. And I'll talk in a second about the weird part of this goal, but passed to him, and then he dribbled and cut through that defense, man. Cut inside, cut diagonally through the defense, through the box to the left-hand side, and then finished from the left-hand side and beat the keeper. Again, really nice goal. The weird thing was, and I don't know if you guys caught this live on the stream, and probably weren't able to see it, but you could tell from the broadcast that the linesman put his flag up.
We heard.
Yeah.
They were, he put his flag up, he put it back down. What's that about? And the contesting and
It was a weird play because he did very clear, the linesman very clearly put his flag up, and then the center referee waved him down mid-play. And I think the OKC defense kind of stopped a little bit. They didn't know how to react. Leo just took advantage of it, dribbled right through everybody and scored. Oh. And you just got to keep playing, right?
That's the old
answer. It
answer.
wasn't whistle dead.
Don't stop until the whistle. Keep going. I mean that caught us later in the game. We'll get to that in a minute too.
Exactly, and I think that the explanation, this was the explanation given on the broadcast, I believe, but I think this is probably what the referee was calling, is that as that pass went to Leo, it was played intentionally by the defender, but the defender kind of mishit it, couldn't clear it, and it just bounced off of him and then got to Leo. So I think that was what the referee was saying, well, the defender played it, so it doesn't matter even if he was behind him.
Yeah.
But again, a little bit of a weird play.
Yeah, and that's the tough part about watching it on the stream. We're just hearing them talk and say, a flag went up, because we can't see the lines judge at that point.
Yeah.
You may see a little bit here, But so we're like, no, it's a goal. Obviously, what we're seeing here, everything we see on the screen, okay, definitely a goal. So it created a little bit of rumblings amongst us, but hey, we got our goal. Got to go back.
We got the goal. Exactly. Got the goal, and then we're up 2-0 after about 12, 13 minutes. What a start. Was super excited. And we were talking about there weren't a ton of fans in that stadium, but after that happened, we went up 2-0. That stadium was silent. It was so quiet, and it was so easy for me and my brother to just be making noise, and a few other people. I didn't mention this, but there was there was some friends or family of a few players, and then also a fan named Jeff, who used to live in the Midland, Odessa area. I talked with him before the game, and he had moved to Oklahoma to be closer to family, so he came out, and that was cool to see him as well. And then we picked up one more goal in the first half, and this was, again, created by Leo Freire on the right-hand side. He got the ball on the right-hand side, dribbled into the box all the way down to the end line, chipped it across kind of backside of the goal, and it was Gabo Villafane.
Yeah, Gabo. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was a great goal to see. Again, what a play by Leo, getting down to the end line, chipping it over, and a nice little finish on the backside by Gabo. He was just free and was able to score there in the box. So nice goal. Again, caught him off guard. And after that, like you were saying, OKC hadn't really been down much all season. And after going down 3 goals in the first half, they didn't really know what to do. And the rest of the first half, I would say another 10, 15 minutes or so, it seemed like they didn't know quite what to do. And they just kind of started to try to claw back some of the game. And they were just playing really aggressive. And that's where the game got real chippy there in the latter part of the first half, and there were a lot of hard fouls. They were running through players, coming in real aggressive to tackles, and I'm sure you guys could probably see that on the stream as well, right?
Well, you see that in a lot of matches, though, Chris. You see whenever a team goes down, usually, especially when they go down by 3, people are sliding at heels, cleats are up, and trying not to get caught by anything. They're trying to run through people. Not saying intentionally dirty, it's just frustrations coming out. I don't know how many yellow cards got dished there. I know at the end you got a guy double booked for dissent and sent off.
Yep, there were quite a few yellows though.
There were a lot of yellows. We caught a few ourselves. I think a little a little here or there. I think Leo caught one early on.
Yeah,
which
he
was
did
kind of
for
time wasting or something.
Time wasting or talking back. I know there was one play where he stepped in front of the ball on a free kick. Didn't get a yellow for it, but immediately got a talking to. So
I wasn't sure what it was. It was kind of like, well, what's that for? Oh, whatever. Okay, don't get another one.
Yeah, for sure. So it started to get a little chippy, but we were up 3-0. We're looking good, but that's a long time to hold a lead. And then going in the second half, I'll pass it on to you. Tell us a little bit about the second half.
Second half was tough, man. Oklahoma came out on fire, and we came out flat.
Yeah.
I feel like we were playing to protect a lead, and the defense wasn't defensing.
Yep.
Their first goal, they came through, and it seemed relatively simple. It wasn't anything fancy. Cross back, boom, there you go.
Yep.
The second goal is the one where I have I got protest, whatever. We had dribbled down. It looked like we had scored our 4th about halfway through the second half.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, time frames are weird. I'm walking around talking to people at the watch party, and then like, hey, what time? Yeah, I'm not really watching the clock. But we go down. Look like we got the goal. It's like, oh yeah, and then it's offsides. It's like, what? But Oklahoma, being a well-coached, smart team, set the ball down and countered. While most of our guys are down there trying to celebrate. Went down, ran the ball, I believe, all the way down the right side, crossed back in, beautiful header came in, if that's the one I remember right, and scored 2.
Yep.
So then the third one, another work. Well, that one right there, I mean, I was a little questionable on the call. Look, man, on the streams you can't really see, but to me it looked like we were onside and we were on our way up.
Yeah.
But is what it is, man. So.
Yeah. Yeah, that goal was frustrating because of that offsides. Man, it felt like we should have been up 4-1. In the stadium, that offsides that was called against us happened right in front of the bench, and I was sitting right behind the bench. And it was, again, if I remember correctly, Leo and Alberto kind of working together, and it very much looked like I think it was Leo who received the ball and got called for the offsides. It looked like he was very intentionally trying to stay on sides.
Yeah.
So live, I thought for sure this is onside. It was just how was this called? When I went back and looked at the stream, again, the angle's kind of hard, but it was a lot closer than I thought. But we don't have the luxury of replays or technology at this level. So that was unfortunate. But yeah, OKC took advantage of it and then took a quick goal right after that.
Yeah, no VAR here, man.
Exactly.
We're moving on. Let's go.
Yeah.
We'll complain about it on the podcast.
Yeah.
So, yeah, then the third goal came through. Again, felt like it was a little too easy giving up. I mean, our guys fought. Oklahoma came out with a whole different game plan at the halftime. They came out and changed things up like a good team does, and they equalized. And we ran with that equal goal into the 90th. And we had, I think, 5 minutes of stoppage, if I'm right there.
Yeah, I think 7 actually was what was
Oh,
announced in the
7?
stadium.
Okay. So watching it, and I think right there about the death,
Hmm.
Alberto starts driving. We're trying to make chances. Both sides are going back and forth, but Alberto starts driving.
Yeah.
Alberto cuts in, catches the shoulder, goes down in the box.
Yep.
There we
Yeah.
go. Set it up on the spot. Manuel has ice water in his veins. Even though a little
Hmm.
bit of gamesmanship there, some guys were trying to talk. There was a lot of yellow cards handed out right after that happened.
Yeah, there
A lot of
were.
dissent. There's a lot of people were pissed. We were
Hmm.
happy because what's your percentage on making a penalty kick? Pretty high.
Yeah. Oh
So
yeah.
we're celebrating, but still with bated breath. We're like, ooh, I've seen too many things
Hmm.
go wrong in my life. So Alberto buries it bottom left. Keeper jumps to the right.
Yeah.
4-3. We go out to the middle. Another one, Oklahoma guy says a couple things that probably shouldn't have. That his mom might be embarrassed about. Gets sent
Hmm.
off with a red. Second red card in a row. All in all, pretty much a little bit of action after that. Whistle blows. West Texas FC victorious, 4-3.
Yeah. Man, what an ending, right? That was just
You want to
wild. It
talk
was.
storybook? I mean,
Yeah. And just such a roller coaster of emotions in that match. Like that first half was so exciting, going up so quickly, and then talking about in the stadium too. Like even though there weren't a ton of people in that second half, that stadium started to get loud. Those home fans who were there, they were thrilled, obviously, to be scoring a few goals and getting back into the game. And it was just like, oh my gosh, can't believe. So to go up 3 and then have 3 scored against us was so tough, but to get that PK and then convert it was amazing. That was just
dude,
super thrilling.
yeah, we popped off. It was like, oh, like the
Yeah.
place with our fans at the brewery. It was just, man,
Yep.
wild, right?
Hmm.
So it was one of those moments that we're real thankful that we got that opportunity. Uh, Alberto crushed it. He did 2 goals, got him a brace that
Yep.
put him, I think, tied for seventh or tied for I think seventh on the NPSL boot race right now with
Hmm.
7 goals.
Yeah.
First,
And
first
first in the
place,
conference, right?
first in the conference, I believe.
Yep.
Even I think the first place in the whole NPSL boot race is 15 goals.
Yeah.
So I mean, the man's only got to average like what 3-4 goals a match the next 3 matches, and he'll get
Exactly.
there.
Not that
If the
hard,
other guy
right?
doesn't score, I mean, he
Yeah.
may be done by now. Who knows?
Yeah.
Just we can hope.
Yeah. Yeah, but it was just great to see. And the other
Hmm.
thing, thinking about the Golden Boot race, coming into this match, there were 4 players in the Lone Star Conference sitting at 5 goals each.
Hmm.
2 of them for us, for West Texas, and 2 of them for OKC.
Hmm.
And I think one of them for OKC was David Imbert. He's the one who scored that free kick. That was
Yep.
their third goal, I
Oh,
think.
that
Man,
was a beautiful kick right
hell of
there.
a
I mean,
free kick. I mean, it was
yeah,
just really well struck. And that was tough because throughout that second half, they had free kicks, they had corner kicks, they had a lot of chances. It
we
was just
played.
tough. And
Yeah,
credit to Keegan as well. He played really well and prevented
yes.
a few goals and prevented goals that could have been scored. But yeah, David Imbert was at 5. Apio was at 5. OKC had another player at 5 goals, and then Beto at 5. And so now Beto's leading the conference with 7 goals, which is awesome to see. Man, he is just such an awesome player.
Yeah, especially so young, so talented, so humble.
Yeah,
Well, he wasn't really humble in the stands. It looked like he was celebrating pretty good down there
he
at the
was
bottom.
celebrating after that 4th goal for sure. He was letting the
Yeah,
fans
so
know. But
well, I
but
mean, you take
but
a
I
little
mean,
booing and stuff. What do you do?
exactly. And how can you not? How can you not celebrate after that? And then, speaking of that, it was really fun to celebrate with the boys who were there.
Oh
We
goodness.
took a photo afterwards with the banner
Hmm.
that our group had made. La Tormenta made a banner that says West Texas is the best Texas, just to
Hmm.
remind everybody in our conference. And so the whole squad came over and we took a picture with that banner, and they were all very excited to make some noise and celebrate and let everybody in the stadium know that they had won that match. So that was awesome to be able to do it, though.
Dude, it was amazing. I mean, Oklahoma came into that match, I believe, ranked number 8 in the nation,
Yeah.
and we did what we do again. We knocked another top 10 opponent out of the top 10.
Hmm.
We've done it twice this season. Tell me somebody else has done it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, man, we're lining up to do it again in a couple of weeks.
Yeah. Yeah. The
So,
resilience of this team is just super impressive. And to come through and finish that match in the way that they did and
hmm,
not give up and just keep fighting is something really special. And
yeah.
credit to Coach Scotty as well, because that's like credit. You got to credit the coach in that to make sure that the squad keeps playing and keeps fighting to the very
Hmm.
end.
Well, that's the thing, man. You played the best in our conference at that point. Number one. Um, and you went out there and you fought hard in the first half. You got a little lax in the second half, but you didn't give up. Could have
Yeah.
rolled over. I mean, hell, it could have been way worse. We could have lost that thing 5-3
Yeah.
and limped out, right?
Mm-hmm.
But no, they fought. They fought to the end. So we shored a lot of things up. Um, they
Yeah.
adjusted best they could. Keegan again played a great game.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I
Keegan
mean,
played really well, and I also want to just think about a few other reactions. So we talked about Keegan, we talked about Beto, obviously, we talked about Leo. Any other players that you want to call out, or just other overall reactions to this match?
and the physicality really stepped up on the match. I don't know about players. There's a lot of them you can point at and say this or that.
Yeah.
We showed we could play physical. We showed we can get in the middle of it. This is one of those games that when things started getting chippy, we took some, then we gave a
Mm-hmm.
little back. So
Yep.
that answers some questions against going against more physical squads down the road into the playoffs.
Yeah.
So I mean, uh, look forward to playing Oklahoma again, whether it's next
Mm-hmm.
season or in the playoffs. I mean,
Yeah.
I kind of want that rubber match, man. I mean, four
Yeah,
three, four
definitely.
three on each other's turf.
If we
We're
if
bound to
we
get it.
if we have a chance to play them again, who knows what's going to happen, right? It's going
Well,
to
I'd
be wild.
much rather play them here in Midland just because
Yeah,
I think
definitely.
the turnout definitely would be better.
For sure. And yeah, a couple of the players that I want to mention, we talked a little bit about Gabo picking up that goal, but both Gabo and Marcel did really
Yep.
well in the midfield. You talked about that physicality, and both of them were playing really, really tough and covering a lot of ground in the
Yes.
midfield. And even though both of them are not real tall, right? They're not the
No.
biggest guys, but they were fighting. They were playing really, really physical, and they both did really well. And then our defense as well. You know, their goals. They had a lot of chances there in the second half. So a few goals came. One came off of a free kick. I think the second one came off of a cross. I don't know if it was off of a corner
Yeah,
kick or not.
that was the one that came down to the cross off that
Yeah.
quick start that crossed in for the header.
Exactly. But I still felt like even though they scored those three goals, the defense did really well to prevent goals from the run of play. And especially Cam and Justin in central defense, they just did a really good job of cutting off chances, cutting off balls that were played in behind, so they didn't get any easy shots and easy chances on goal. So they both played really well in defense.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the scoreline didn't show the heart of the guys that played.
Yeah.
They went out and they still battled. I mean, hell, if they'd have laid down, it would have been, we would have walked away with an L, not our 3 points. So
Yeah.
they fought to the end, and it resulted in us picking up that victory, man.
Yeah, for sure. And then the other brief reaction we could talk about a little bit from this game, we talked about the offsides both ways. Our offsides, it was kind of
Yeah.
questionable, and that offsides flag that went up. What was your reaction watching on the stream of just the reffing in this match?
So I'm just here so I don't get fined. Uh, so the officiating, whenever you travel like this, there's always question marks, right?
Yeah.
I don't think the guys did a bad job. I'm not saying that these are the worst referees I've ever seen. There were some questionable calls. It's an away game. I mean, this team right here, they're a great team. According to what I heard on the stream,
Yeah.
they've never lost in
Yeah.
their existence as a club up until who rolled into town.
Mm-hmm.
And they did get some favorable moments by those officials. It didn't seem so by the yellow cards. I will say they were very, very ready to give yellow cards to Oklahoma, and they probably should have given us a few more, to be fair. But you know what? It's just one of those things you got to watch when you travel, man. Just like anything, when the high school football teams play each other here, Permian and Legacy, there's favorable officiating that just happens here, just between the two towns.
Mm-hmm.
So it just is
Yeah.
what it is. It's part of
It
the
is.
match.
It is what it is. There's a lot of research at higher levels of football as well that show that home field advantage in soccer is usually because of the referees, right? That's the biggest factor is you get calls going your way. And I think the two things that I will say were really frustrating as being there in the stadium. Number one was, as we talked about in that first half, after we went up 3-0, Oklahoma City, they were reacting and they just got more physical. And I felt like in those last 15 minutes of the first half, that game started to get away from that center ref because there were OKC players just barreling through West Texas players, not even playing the ball, just running through them. And occasionally calls weren't even made.
Mm-hmm.
Or if a call was made, it was just a foul and not a yellow card. And as a referee, like, you've got to control the match, and you've got to set some limits of like what's acceptable and what's not. And I felt like I won't speak for the bench that was right in front of me, right? But I think that those of us who were there in the stadium rooting for West Texas wanted to see the players protected. And I felt like the players were not being protected because we had a lot of hard challenges. Granted, there were hard challenges the other direction. We got some yellow cards as well. But OKC, there was a spell there where there were just hard challenges. Like I said, they were running through players, not even playing the ball. And it's like, you've got to protect the players first and foremost. And that's where it felt like the game was getting away from him a little bit.
Yep.
But,
and you could see that. I mean, we've seen it in some of our home games.
Yeah.
You know, we get a few favorable calls here or there. I mean, of course, whenever Oklahoma was here and we were down the 3-0 to them, we weren't running through people. We were a little frustrated. We weren't pulling anything like that, right?
Right.
But
yeah, and you're going to play more aggressive. You're going to play more. Yeah. You're going to play hard.
Well, you have to
play tough, and that's what's going to happen.
I mean, you're going to lay down. You're going to lay down and die. No, if it's you got to go bang somebody around a little bit. Try to keep it out of a red, and try not to hurt anybody, just to hurt people. But sometimes you got to change the tone of the match.
For sure, exactly. But that was definitely frustrating, and I think that was part of that frustration carried into the second half. Right, it was hard to kind of keep control of the game in the way that we wanted to because it was being disrupted in that way through that aggressive play. The other thing that I'll say briefly about the ref, and this is about the fourth official, so not to complain about the refs too much, but because I was there, because I was right behind the bench, I have never seen a fourth official so controlling. This fourth official, I mean, you wouldn't have been able to see it on the stream, but he was getting after the bench throughout the entire match. And at first it was telling them, stay seated, don't stand up and react, because they were reacting to like non-calls or what they thought should have been a call. And then at one point the ref said, the fourth official said, all of you have to sit down. If anybody stands up, I'm going to choose somebody and give you a yellow card. And then, but it was other things too. Like, he was very particular about everybody having a penny on, which understandable, you've got to have a different color, but even guys who were seated on the bench, like, he was coming over aggressively, like, you have to put on a penny. And then even like when the players were giving water to players on the field during a break in the games, you know, usually they'll like throw a bottle onto the field. And he was coming over aggressively. Stop throwing bottles. Don't throw bottles onto the field. And it was the strangest thing I've ever seen. I've never seen a fourth official so controlling or wanting to control every little tiny thing. And then I thought about it more in the second half, because as that was happening and as it was getting more intense in the second half, I looked down at the OKC bench. Half their bench is standing up, shouting and yelling and everything. The fourth official didn't say anything to them. So, again, like you said, it's part of playing on the road, right? It's part of what happens, and you kind of have to just expect it.
Yeah, it is what it is, man. I mean, we're always going to face this just from where we're at. If we win another championship this year, definitely expect to face it next year everywhere we go, every place we play. So it's just something we got to try to get used to. The fourth official there, I don't agree with it. Unfortunately, the man has the power. You want to catch red or yellow cards on the bench, people get sent off and not be able to play the next match? No, you don't want that, because who do you think is going to pitch? Someone gets subbed off. Probably someone's got a card sitting on them already. Yeah. You don't want that.
Yeah, definitely. So that was a little bit of a weird thing. But to recap all of this, incredible game, wild game, a game that we've got to be really, really happy to win. And to come away with 3 points on the road is always huge, and especially in this match, because after that match, that put us in first, tied for first, right? In the table, tied with OKC. But they have since played again. So looking forward a little bit, tell us kind of where we stand now. What does the table look like?
Table stands like this. Lubbock Matadors, first place. Oklahoma City, second place. We're in third place. Yeah. Oklahoma and Lubbock have both played one more match than we have. So we've got our match Wednesday, a match Saturday, and a match the Saturday after that. Coming up this Saturday, you've got Oklahoma and Lubbock playing, and then you have Arkansas playing Oklahoma the following Saturday. So that's their two matches. And then, of course, we go see we play our friends up north, July 5th. uh, to close this thing out. The table's open right now. Um, the goal differential's up there. Lubbock just put 10 on Houston, so
Hmm.
their goal differential's up there. So depending upon how things shake out, we have a road to victory right here to first place.
Yeah.
We do.
And I
And
think that's the exciting thing. Like we control our own destiny,
yep, we
and really like all three of these teams control their own destiny.
hmm
But obviously
well,
we have that chance to just keep winning. If we win out, then we control things, and
yeah,
we know we're going to be in the playoffs. But if we can win out and make it to first or second place, we at least know we get a home match in that first
yeah.
playoff match.
And that's the thing. Fort Worth is knocking on the door at 4. They want to secure 4 because Arkansas is right behind them. There's still
Yeah.
a chance, just long shot chance
Hmm.
that flips. So Fort Worth's going to come in here on Wednesday hungry.
Yep.
They're going to want to secure a spot, and we need
Hmm.
to, for lack of a better term, beat the brakes off of them
Yeah.
and run the score up a little bit to get our goal differential up.
Yep.
Because we don't know what's about to happen with the other two teams. We are in such a nice position. Like last year, I think I said on the last podcast, we were waiting on some magic from Brownsville and Laredo and
Hmm.
this and that, and we got it. It put us at the top of the table when we finished first. This year, we want it, we go take it. It's right there, right up
Yep.
there. Go up there and grab it, take it, own it.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And I think that's a good point though about where Fort Worth stands. And then after that on Saturday we play Brownsville, who is always a tough match. But as Coach Scotty has said, it's one game at a time, right? And so I'm sure he's getting the boys ready and getting the squad ready to play on Wednesday and play against Fort Worth. And like you said, we've got to take care of business there and score some goals, get 3 points, so that we can continue that path
Yeah.
to where we want to be.
And Fort Worth has improved a lot since we played them the first time. We played them first match of the season. Um, they've had some more players come in. They've had some good results. Took a tough loss against Brownsville this past weekend, 4-3, after beating Brownsville 3-0 just recently, right before that. So they're kind of all over the place right now, man. They're scoring a lot of goals.
Yep.
So they're going to be an interesting matchup. We better not take it lightly. And I know Scotty won't, but I want to play like the first half in Oklahoma for 90. And if we do that, good luck
Hmm.
touching us. There's nobody. There's nothing out
Yeah.
there that you can do to us.
Yeah.
If we can play like that first half in Oklahoma. So, and if we do that against Fort Worth, I expect to get our 3 points, cash that in, go put some ice on it, rub some dirt on it, because within about 24, 48 hours after that match concludes, we're going to be back at the pitch, ready to
Yep.
go.
Prepping and getting ready for Brownsville. Exactly.
Yep, Brownsville Sound. So,
Yeah.
oh man, we're getting close here, man. Season's about to wrap up for us here.
Yeah, it's coming quick for sure. And as we look ahead, so as we said, we've got 2 home matches coming up this week. So a home match against Fort Worth on Wednesday. I'm looking here at the schedule at 6:30 on Wednesday. That's correct?
Yeah, remember 6:30 because that is going to be
6:30.
about an hour earlier than we normally play.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what the tailgate's going to look like. It'll probably be a 5 o'clock
Yeah.
something. So get out of work, come grab a hot dog, cold beer. Let's watch some soccer, support the local guys on, and yay for the home team.
Yeah, exactly. So 6:30 on Wednesday, 7:30 normal time on Saturday against Brownsville. And then actually I'll ask you this, Brian. Any other
Yeah.
thoughts about this next match or just other things to plug here as we wrap up and get ready for Wednesday?
Well, thoughts on the next match? Obviously, Al Davis said it best: just win, baby, win.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go and let's do that. Other things coming up. I know we've got 2 home games and then traveling. So I think you at WTXFC has some camps coming up that might be full.
Mm-hmm.
But if you get a chance and another one of these camps pops up and you've got kids that play soccer, kids that are interested in soccer, they take all levels, nice broad range of age groups. You get to interact with these guys, these players from all over the world. I mean, their best players are out there. Alberto De Miguel,
Yep.
you get to see, forwards, you get to see midfielders, defense, and they'll kind of separate you out with ages. So, and the coaches are helping out. It's really a nice thing. My kids have done it, and they love it.
Nice.
And they usually pick up some great stuff from it. So if you get a chance to do that, go do that.
Mm-hmm.
Petroleum Club, they seem like they're doing a little stuff off and on from here to there. So I think they had a ticket giveaway this week. I think it's already done, but keep your eyes peeled for the Petroleum Club stuff because they will probably be doing something else, WTXFC related soon. They've been a real nice partner for the club this year. But man, all in all, I think that's the events.
Yep.
We just got to go out and handle business, win a couple times, and then let's go for a showdown.
Yeah,
it's going to be like gunslingers out in the street.
Exactly. Can't wait for that end of the season, but excited for these next couple of home matches back to back. And I'll also say and just plug, obviously, be there at these 2 home matches. Yes. Tell your friends, bring your families. We want to make some noise and make sure that the boys feel supported in these last couple of home matches during the regular season. And I'll say just to all of our La Tormenta members, actually first, anybody who's not a member and is listening, thanks for listening. And contact us, find us, or check out our website about becoming a member to get one of these awesome scarves that I have behind me and Brian is wearing. So watch out for that, or check that out if you want to become a member and get a scarf. And members, stay tuned for information about road trip to end the season coming up in a week and a half. Possible merch that's coming up, some La Tormenta merch, and then a little project that we have that we're working on, which we'll share some information in Discord and let everybody know about that. So super excited for that.
It's going to be great, man. It's going to be great. I love it. End of the season's coming. La Tormenta's first set of playoffs. It's going to be great. Man, I can't wait. It's going to be a great time. We're going to have fun.
Definitely. Awesome. All right, well, I think that wraps it up. So, Brian, thanks for the time. Thanks to everybody for listening, and we will see you on Wednesday out of this town.
Wednesday.